I welcome all my students to Gurukul Online Learning Network. How are you? I think you are keeping sound at home. I am Rajaram Paul Chowdhury. I am going to take a class on English first paper, class 6, lesson 21. The title of the lesson is Hason Raja, the mystic bird of Bangladesh. At first, students, we have to know the learning outcome. That means which things we are going to learn today. You see in the slide, after completing the lesson, the students will be able to read and understand text, ask and answer questions. Number 3, read aloud with proper pronunciation, stress and intonation. Dear my students, you have to always think how I am reading the text, because you have to look and listen very carefully about the pronunciation, stress and intonation. Pronunciation, that means uchcharon. Stress, that means jor dewa, and intonation, that means swarobhongi. Okay, my students, before going to read the text, we have to know some meanings of the word. That are the key words of this lesson. You see, at first, mystic bird means deep poet. Actually, in Bangla, mystic bird, that means charon kobi. Number 2, meditation. Meditation means contemplation. In Bangla, meditation means dhyan. Number 3, wealthy landlords. That means rich jamindar. Number 3, meaningless. That means worthless. Next, comfort. Comfort means consolation, luxury, costly, pleasure, happiness. Volume, capacity, crazy, mad, contain, comprise, beyond, far off, eminent, famous. Have you understood the meanings of some keywords? Okay, my students, now you open your English for Today book, lesson 21. You listen carefully how I read this lesson, because you have to notice proper pronunciation, stress and intonation. You see, look at the pictures below. Do you know who they are or anything about them? Can you match the names of the pictures? Read the passage below to find out. You see, first picture. Can you guess who is he? He is Lalan Shah. Next, Hason Raja. Last of all, can you guess who is? You can see he is Shah Abdul Karim. Now we will read the text. The above pictures are of the 3 well-known mystic birds of Bangladesh. They are famous in Bangladesh, in other countries too. They are Lalan Shah, Hason Raja and Shah Abdul Karim. A bird is one who writes poems and songs. And a mystic is one who tries to search the truth and become united with God through prayer and meditation. All three birds wrote poems and songs to express their deep thoughts and feelings about God, life, and love for man. My dear students, can you guess how interesting it is? Today we will read about the mystic poet Hason Raja. Hason Raja was born in 1854 in a wealthy landlord's family in Sylhet. He did not receive much formal education. In his youth, he led a life of luxury. He had everything: money, comfort, and pleasure. At one time, he understood that all things are meaningless. He gave away all his properties. Understand, my students? তার সমস্ত সম্পদ সে বিলিয়ে দিয়েছিল। You see, next, he started to think deeply about the Creator. Can you understand who is Creator? That is Almighty. About life, death, and mankind. Hason Raja wrote a lot of songs, perhaps about 1,000 in number. His book called Hasan Udas was published in 1906. The book had 206 songs in it. In his songs, Hassan called himself Crazy Hason Raja or the Pagla Hason Raja. A volume, you listen carefully, a volume called Hason Raja Shamagra, Complete Works of Hason Raja, was published. The book contained 500 poems and songs. Some of the songs were written by the poet in Hindi. Can you imagine? He was expert in 2 languages. Most of the poems he had written in Bangla, and some poems he had written in Hindi. Okay, my students, listen carefully. Hason Raja's songs were always popular in Sylhet, but very soon they spread all over Bangladesh and beyond. Actually, his songs were popular in that time and in present time in Bangladesh and outside Bangladesh. In India's West Bengal, some eminent folk singers, folk, you see the pronunciation folk, that is silent of L, folk singers made Hassan's songs popular. When you grow older, you will learn more about this great mystic poet through reading and listening to these songs. My students, now we will do the activity B1. Take your exercise book. What I am saying, you listen carefully, try to write down this. First question, you see, when was Hason Raja born? Before writing the answer, you have to think about the question pattern. When was Hason Raja born? You see, there was a linking verb, was. When you write the answer, you must use was. Can you remember the story? Where was Hason Raja born? Where is it? That is in Sylhet. So, we have to write the answer. Hason Raja was born in Sylhet. Next, question number B. Where did he come from? Can you guess? Where did he come from? I have already told you, before writing the answer of the question, you have to think about the question pattern. In which tense the question is asked. Here you see, where did he come from? Did. So, question pattern sentence is in past tense. So, we have to answer in past tense. He, past tense of come, that is came, he came from Sylhet, Bangladesh. He came from Sylhet, Bangladesh. Question number 3. What was his childhood like? Can you guess the story? Can you guess the story? Actually, Hason Raja's childhood was very comfortable because he was a son of rich landlord. So, in question, there is a linking verb, was. So, when you write answer, in answer, we must use the linking verb was. What was his childhood like? His childhood was very comfortable. Next question, D. Why did Hason Raja live the life of comfort and pleasure? Very good question. You have to know the story and you have to recall the story. Why he left the life of comfort and pleasure? You know, this question is in past tense. This question is in past tense. So, we have to answer in past tense. Hason Raja, past tense of leave, that is left the life of comfort and pleasure because he thought that all the things were meaningless. For this, he left the life of comfort and pleasure. Final question is, what was the other name by which Hason Raja was known? Actually, Hason Raja was known as Crazy Hason Raja or Pagla Hason Raja. My students, I think you have written the question answer. Now we'll go to the activity B2. Practice reading the passage loudly, giving proper attention to pronunciation, pause, and intonation. You see, my students, the text. and listen carefully how I am going. Hason Raja was born in 1854 in a wealthy landlord's family in Sylhet. He did not receive much formal education. In his youth, he led a life of luxury. He had everything: money, comfort, and pleasure. At one time, he understood that all these are meaningless. He gave away all of his properties. He started to think deeply about the Creator, about life, death, and mankind. Hason Raja wrote a lot of songs, perhaps about 1,000 in number. His book called Hason Udas was published in 1906. The book had 206 songs in it. In his songs, Hassan called himself Crazy Hason Raja or the Pagla Hason Raja. A volume called Hason Raja Shamagra, Complete Words of Hason Raja, was published. The book contained 500 poems and songs. Some of the songs were written by the poet in Hindi. Hason Raja's songs were always popular in Sylhet, but very soon they spread all over Bangladesh and beyond. In India's West Bengal, some eminent folk singers made Hassan's songs popular. When you grow older, you will learn more about this great mystic poet through reading and listening to his songs. Now, my students, is a very final stage in our lesson. We will practice a homework. What is the homework? You see, write a paragraph on Lalan Shah and follow the given clues. Jashore, 1772, known as Fakir Lalan Shah, no formal education, Lalan Sangeet, lost one eye, smallpox, October 17, 1890, Kustia. If you want to know something, you write your comment or email us. We will try our best to answer your question. I am requesting you, my students, you must follow the rules and regulations of the government regarding COVID-19. Stay safe. Thank you, my students.